Welcome back to the crypto world channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now a new warning signal is flashing for Bitcoin that we need to pay attention to. And on top of that, both Bitcoin and Ethereum are forming new patterns in the short term, which could be our next trading opportunities. So I'll be talking about that later in the video. Definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin chart, and right now the Bitcoin price is still playing out a bearish divergence, which once again means we're due to see reduced bullish momentum in the form of either choppy sideways price action or potentially a bit more of a pullback in the price of Bitcoin as the most likely outcomes. But at least as of right now, we have not confirmed a new bearish trend on the daily time frame, because at least for now, we have not broken below this significant support at around $40,000, and also we haven't formed any new lower lows or lower highs here on the daily time frame, which means technically speaking, we're still within the bullish trend. It's just at the moment in the short term, we're taking a break from that bullish trend. But with that being said, if we're taking a look at the DXY, also known as the US dollar index, right now the DXY is actually bouncing back to the upside in the short term, which is technically a bearish signal for Bitcoin and crypto. And just today, this bounce is continuing further to the upside in the DXY. And if we begin forming new higher lows or higher highs again in the DXY, for example, if we break out above this high right here at around 104.3 approximately, then in that case, that would be a bullish signal for the DXY, but once again, a bearish signal for Bitcoin and crypto. Because this is the DXY on the daily time frame, and if we're taking a look at the DXY alongside the price of Bitcoin also on the daily time frame, we can see quite clearly that when the DXY is trending in the bearish direction here in the red line, that is bullish for Bitcoin and crypto, and vice versa. And as we can see, the last time we saw a trend reversal on the daily time frame in the DXY, that was right around the middle of July, when we actually bounced from oversold territories. And now already during this bearish trend, we've already seen 2 times where the RSI on the daily time frame has entered into oversold territories for the DXY. And obviously that first time resulted in just a short-term bounce in the DXY over the next 1 week or so before a further pullback later on. But at least as of right now, this current bounce is obviously continuing further than the previous bounce during this bearish trend. And so all we need to see now to confirm a bullish trend reversal is once again a breakout above this previous high, or forming higher lows and then forming higher highs like that in the DXY. And as I've mentioned recently on the channel, if we do end up seeing those extra bullish confirmation signals confirming a bullish trend reversal in the DXY, then that would signal a bearish trend reversal for the price of Bitcoin here on the daily time frame. Because the last 3 times in a row where the DXY has signaled a bullish trend here on the daily time frame, obviously all 3 of those times have resulted in a short-term bearish trend in the price of Bitcoin that have lasted for at least around 1 month or so, and around a 20% pullback or more in the price of Bitcoin from the actual high. And just to measure out a 20% pullback from the local high in the price of Bitcoin, a 20% pullback would take us down towards around 39,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, to basically put us on par with these previous pullbacks in the price of Bitcoin when the DXY has flipped more bullish. And so this is something to pay attention to moving forward. And as always, I'll keep you up to date in these videos every single day on the DXY as we continue to see new movements here. But at least as of right now, as of today, the DXY has not yet confirmed a bullish trend reversal, but it's showing those early signs of potentially flipping much more bullish again, considering we're currently within a bounce in the DXY. So once again, it's just a warning signal at the moment, but not yet fully confirmed. And if we're staying on the daily Bitcoin chart, taking a look at this ascending parallel channel, right now we have this line of support still sitting at around 40,000 US dollars, and this line of resistance sitting at around $48,000. And if we're taking a look at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously we've already hit that initial price target for the rising wedge pattern, and now we're playing out a bullish divergence, which I talked about in my last video. And so once again, just on the 4-hour time frame, this means we're due to see potentially a slight bullish relief, or at least some choppy sideways price action. But as always, it is important to understand the difference between the different time frames. So once again, we can have a bullish divergence on a smaller time frame and a bearish divergence on a larger time frame. Because just an example of how that could play out with the 2 conflicting divergences, obviously on a smaller time frame, this pattern plays out faster and also smaller movements from the smaller pattern. So for example, we could see a slight bullish relief, something like that. But if you zoom out to the daily time frame, that would look something like that before potentially seeing a little bit more bearish price action or choppy sideways price action later on due to the larger bearish divergence. And unfortunately, I do have to talk about the different timeframes and what the different timeframes mean every day here in these videos, because I still get comments every single video talking about how I'm saying we're going to be bullish on one time frame and bearish on one time frame, and people getting confused between the time frames. But just as a simple example to understand, let's just say if I'm bearish on the 1 hour chart, that means I'm expecting some bearish price action over the next 1 day or so. But if I'm bullish on the weekly time frame, that means I'm expecting a larger bullish trend to last over the next few months or years, because obviously during a larger bullish trend we can see short-term bearish price action and vice versa. And so once again, on the 4 hour time frame, that's basically what we're seeing right now, an active bullish divergence currently playing out in the form of a slight bullish relief just in the short term here. But perhaps when the US stock market opens up again and we see the spot Bitcoin ETFs begin trading again, if there's simply more outflows coming out of the grayscale ETF compared to inflows going into other ETFs, then obviously that can create a lot of selling pressure for the price of Bitcoin if there's a lot of outflows from the grayscale ETF, which we just have to wait and see if there's a lot of outflows from the grayscale ETF when the US stock market opens. And I'll talk more about that in my last 2 videos here on the channel. So if you want to know more about the grayscale ETF and how it could provide some selling pressure for the price of Bitcoin, then check out my last 2 videos here on the channel. And if we're taking a look at the 1 hour Bitcoin chart right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is extremely close to breaking this new ascending triangle pattern just on the 1 hour Bitcoin chart. Because right now we have this ascending line of support, which is sitting at approximately 42.8k, and we have this horizontal line of resistance, which is sitting at just above 43,000. And so in order to confirm a breakout, obviously we need to see candle closes ideally above around 43.1k, or candle closes below this line of support below around 42.8k. And either way, that will set up a technical price target once we break this pattern. If we break to the downside below that line of support, that would set up a bearish price target down towards around 41,500. But on the other hand, if we break out above this resistance, above around 43.1k with confirmation, then that would set up a bullish price target at around 44.3k to 44.4k. And so from where we are right now, which is very close to the point of the breakout, to that price target, we're talking around a 3% move in the price of Bitcoin, which with a 10x leverage trade could potentially be a 30% profit, just for example. And either way, we can profit in either direction with a potential long position to the upside or a short position to the downside, depending on if we confirm a breakout above resistance or below support. And my personal trading strategy would simply be to open a long position once we confirm a breakout above resistance, or open a short position once we confirm a break below support, and have my stop loss at the point of invalidation, or just on the other side of the point of invalidation. And that point of invalidation would be, for example, if we broke out above resistance, the point of invalidation would be a break back below that resistance. And on the other hand, if we break below support, then the point of invalidation would be breaking out back above that line of support. And so essentially I would have my initial stop loss kind of inside the pattern right here in case we break out and then break back to the downside. That stop loss would exit me out of the trade, avoiding any further losses. And as for my take profits for this trade right here, obviously I'll place that take profit very close to the technical price target. Personally, I usually place the take profit just before the technical price target. And so if we're breaking out to the upside, obviously that would mean a take profit just before the bullish price target. Or if we break below support and I enter a short position, that would mean a take profit just above the bearish price target. And basically, as the trade moves further into profits, then I simply continue to move my stop loss further into profits as the trade moves into profits. And so that way, if we quickly reverse before hitting the price target, if my stop loss is sitting in profits, obviously that will trigger my stop loss in profits and exit me out of the trade automatically in profits. But it is important to understand that that is not personal financial advice. I'm just letting you know my personal short-term trading strategy when it comes to these breakout trades right here. And in case you're wondering where I take these breakout trades, personally, I trade over on Bybit. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And in fact, if you use that link down below this video, you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And so I'll also make sure to leave a link to Bitflex in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link and deposit $100 worth of crypto or more and make one trade over on Bitflex, then you can get 10 USDT completely for free. And so if you're trading crypto anyway, or if you're preparing to take this next trade, you might as well get set up ready to go on one of those exchanges using those links down below this video if you want to get those extra bonuses. And if we're taking a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, what's very interesting about this heat map right here is that we have a lot of liquidity sitting at around 43.4k approximately. And so simply based on this area of liquidity just above the current price and based on a short-term bullish divergence playing out on the 4-hour time frame, it's quite likely that we could end up seeing a breakout to the upside for this ascending triangle pattern here on the 1-hour time frame. And really the only thing right now that could destroy that bullish scenario is essentially if we see a lot of selling pressure from Grayscale, if there's a lot of outflows from Grayscale when the Bitcoin ETFs begin trading again. But at least as of right now, once again, I have not yet opened a trade because we have not yet confirmed a breakout above this resistance or below this support, at least as of recording this video. So ultimately, I'm still waiting for confirmation to take this trade right here. And if we're taking a look at the ETH to US dollar chart on the daily time frame, obviously we still have the bearish divergence playing out, which once again means we're due to see a reduced bullish momentum in the short term, playing out in the form of either choppy sideways price action or a bit of a pullback in the price of ETH as the most common outcomes. But just like Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we have not yet confirmed an actual bearish trend reversal, which means at least for now, we're technically still within the bullish trend. It's just we're taking a bit of a short-term pause from that bullish trend. And if we're taking a look at the 4-hour time frame, obviously we've seen another perfect bounce, as I said in my last video, from that 38.2% Fibonacci level of support, which is sitting at approximately 2460. And right now we are finding some short-term resistance at this Fibonacci level right here, which is sitting at around 2550 to 2560 approximately. And we also have some more short-term resistance at this local high right here, which is sitting at around 2580. And above that, obviously more resistance at this local high, sitting closer towards around 2.7k. But at least for now, we're basically lacking momentum, which is why we've seen a lot of choppy sideways price action over the last couple of days. Once again, mainly as a result of that bearish divergence here on the daily time frame. But if we're zooming further into the short term, looking at the 1-hour time frame, right now the price of ETH is forming an ascending triangle pattern, just like Bitcoin on the 1-hour chart, getting very close to a possible breakout. Because right now, this ascending line of support is sitting at around 2520, and this line of resistance is sitting at approximately 2543. And so basically, we need to see candle closes either above that resistance or below this support in order to confirm a breakout from this pattern right here and set up the next price target. And speaking of that price target, if we see a confirmed break below that line of support, that would set up a bearish price target at around 2450 approximately. But on the other hand, if we break out above resistance, that would set up a bullish price target at around 2620. And so from the point of the breakout to that price target, we're talking around a 3% move in the price of ETH as well, similar to Bitcoin. And when it comes to trading this move right here in the price of ETH, whether we're breaking in the bullish direction or the bearish direction, personally, I'm going to be using that same trading strategy that I talked about earlier in the video for Bitcoin so that I can profit in either direction. Whether we're bullish or bearish, I can make money in either direction. And once again, if you want to take this trade right here, which could happen very soon, make sure to have an account ready to go on one of those exchanges using those links down below this video if you want to get those extra bonuses. But at least as of right now, considering we have not yet confirmed a breakout above resistance or below support as of recording this video, I am not yet in a trade. And if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the 4-hour time frame, obviously the price of Solana is still just chopping around sideways. We don't really have a short-term trend. We're basically in a sideways price range, and the price range is basically in between the golden pocket and this Fibonacci level. First of all, the golden pocket is sitting in between around $83.50 to $85.50, and this Fibonacci level right here is sitting at around $108 to $109. And we also have a bit of short-term support at the 50% retracement level at around $92, and a bit of short-term resistance at the 38.2% Fibonacci level, which is sitting at around $99. And while the price of Solana is just chopping around sideways in the short term, you can actually make a lot of easy profits pretty much passively during this choppy sideways price action. And if you want to know how to do that, then make sure to watch the video in the bottom left of your screen right now, because that video right there shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action, and the video in the top left shows you how you can long or short crypto to make money if the price is bullish or bearish. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.